it's not for me, Miss Luke. It's for you. And I got the keys, so you can go and have a look at it any time you like and see how nice it is. Miss Luke?
Oh, Benny.
It's great, isn't it?
Why didn't you say something to me?
Well, it's a surprise.
Listen.
I was dying to tell you.
How far has this gone on?
Far?
Yeah. Have you signed anything?
Oh, everything's all right. Look, I ain't mucking around. I've seen all the blokes and they said I can have it.
You haven't signed anything or paid any money over?
Oh, not yet.
Oh, good. That's all right, then.
Why?
Because I can't.
You can't what?
I can't let you do it.
But you've got to.
You can't go saddling yourself with property just to provide me with a home.
Saddling?
It's a big responsibility, Benny, owning a house. It's not what you want.
But it's not for me, it's for you. It's yours. All yours. It's what you wanted, isn't it?
How do you mean? Mine?
Well, I buy it and I give it to you.
I can't, love.
Can't what?
Take it.
But you've got to.
No, I couldn't. Not something like this.
But why not?
Because it's too much.
Of course it's not.
No, come and sit down here a minute. Come on. Look, love. I can't put into words what the offer's meant to me. To know that you cared that much. Especially now. These last few weeks, I've wondered whether it was worth anything at all. Life. But that's wicked. Of course it's worth something. But when nothing seems to go right for you, you begin to have doubts. And when you're on your own, like I am, well, you dwell on things. And nobody seems near enough to help. But I never counted on you, did I, love? Oh, come on. There's no harm done. It's not that bad. Not bad at all.
Everything I do, I does wrong, don't I?
No, love.
Because I do. When you saw that house and you said how you wanted it, I thought it was a chance to do something proper with my money. Then when we went to have a look at it and you said how nice it were, the best one you've ever seen, I knew then that's what I wanted to do. Get it for you.
They were dreams, Benny. That's what we were talking about. Dreams.
Yeah. I wanted to make them come true.
Yes, sir. We are rushed for that date, but I'm sure you'll be able to take up a cancellation. You would be head of the queue, in fact. If you'd care to give me your name. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat it, please? Right.
Come here next year.
Shaheen, could you make sure that Mr. Paul gets that amended list of tomorrow's lunch bookings, please?
Right.
What's that circus going on in there?
It started a little while before closing time, and it's been growing ever since.
Yes, well, somebody ought to tell her it's long past closing time, and I'm just in the mood to do it.
I don't think she's in the mood to listen to you, Diane.
Who are those people?
They're a group of men who came in together.
They've elected Mrs. Pollard as their cheerleader.
Residents or non-residents?
Not, I'm afraid, Mrs. Hunter.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Bye, dear. Nice to see you. We will.
Oh, Barbara, darling, you've missed quite a party. Still, what do you have to drink? We've still got lots here.
Valerie, I'm not going to ask you whether you know whether this bar should have been closed, what, an hour ago? Because I know you do.
You're not going to ask me. Well, then, I'm sorry, darling. How can I answer a question you're not going to ask me? You know, you literally ladies do confuse me sometimes.
What I was going to ask you is why didn't you close the bar an hour ago?
But I did. I closed the bar dead on time. However, 1 second later, having discharged my duties, I no longer was an appurtenance of this place. No drinks were served from the bar, Barbara, only from the residence store. And none of the bar staff did any work, as far as that goes. Only moi.
Only by you,
Who
yes.
is
Who is
a
a
resident.
resident, right?
You know, Barbara, you really should stop fussing. It's a sign of rapidly advancing something or other.
Had the police dropped in, they would regard you not as a resident, but as an employee.
Barbara, you should join the force.
Oh, Valerie, clear all this up. I'll talk to you tomorrow, in the office.
All right.
Shaheen, could you check my appointments tomorrow and let Mrs. Pollard know the first convenient time to come and see me? Convenient for me, that is, right?
Right. Will you wash the desk for a minute, Diane?
Oh, yes, I've got nothing else to do. Whoops.
Have you gone potty or something?
I didn't do that. I was listening to it.
You don't have to blast the house out. Do you know what time it is? Are you trying to wake Ben up?
He'd sleep through a reggae concert.
Yes, Trina, but there are others.
Oh, you mean the dreaded neighbours?
Well, you could be a little more considerate.
Oh, that's all I have been ever since we've been here. I'm just fed up with it. Now I can't even have the radio on.
Well, of course you can have the radio on. All I'm saying is be a little considerate.
Oh, okay. It was boring anyway. Oh, by the way, did I tell you I saw an ad for some second-hand swings in Kids Roundabout? Guess how much?
It doesn't matter how much it is. We'll have to wait till next week.
Oh, we're not that short, are we?
Yes, we've got to get the stuff for the bowling club. And I should have my own woods.
Oh, you're not actually going?
Of course we're going. They invited us.
You mean Kath did? I mean, you should have seen his face. He looked as though he'd swallowed a frog.
That's even more reason why we shouldn't turn up looking like a pair of tramps. When I get onto that green.
What do you mean you're actually going to play? But that's an old man's game.
Not
It's
anymore,
supposed to be
it isn't.
200 years old.
A lot of young people are taking it up. I checked up on it.
I don't believe it.
You had better believe it, young lady. When I get onto that green, you might be looking at Mr. Bowles, 1982. The Muhammad Ali of the greens.
Put that on my slate, William.
Certainly, Mrs. Pollard.
Thank you, darling. I won't be long, I hope.
Oh, Mrs. Pollard, it's a call for you.
Oh, thank you. Hello? Oh, hello, darling. Is this a social call, or is it suspicious husband checking up on suspected wife? No, darling. I'm working my fingers to the bone, pulling pints and slinging gins. Now? Well, actually, I'm just on my way to the office where I'm about to be lectured at. I think. The headmistress. Oh, Mrs. Hunter, of course. I'm not sure, and I've no idea. She just had that hockey sticks without the jolly look. No, darling, life is not all it might be at the moment. Let's just say that the natives aren't very friendly. Well, you know what we Pollards are, darling. The peasants get above themselves, but I'll do my best. Yes, darling. No, darling. Your wish is but my command, darling. Goodbye, darling. Yes. Yes, darling, of course I'll be good. After my fashion. Oh, Barbara not around?
Come in, Valerie.
It's all right. I came to see Barbara.
I know. She thought it better that I have a chat with you.
I see.
Do sit down.
All right, David, go on. Read me the riot act.
It's rather more serious than that, I'm afraid. This sort of behaviour can't go on.
What sort of behaviour?
Serving drinks after hours to non-residents, upsetting guests who are, getting drunk on duty.
I beg your pardon.
Shaheen tells me at least 2 couples complained about the noise in the bar while they were having coffee, and Barbara tells me you were less than sober yourself when she came in.
Oh, what absolute nonsense. The boys were just having a good time, that's all. They were up for the Presley conference and celebrating a birthday. I was just going along with the spirit of the thing, that's all.
Too much spirit, if you ask me.
That's rather a cheap remark, David. All right, so I had 1 or 2 drinks, but I certainly wasn't drunk. That's what Barbara was inferring.
Nevertheless, there seems to have been a fair amount of chaos here last night, and we can't allow that to go on. It's bad for our reputation. It's bad for staff morale. And worst of all, it is bad for business. I'm sure J. Henry will be the first to agree.
Oh, don't drag him into it, for God's sake.
He's your husband.
Yes. That's just the trouble.
I don't understand.
Oh, it's because of him I'm in this hole in the first place, isn't it?
Nevertheless, whether you like it here or not, I'm sure he'd be the first to agree that we should take you off bar duty.
Take me off?
I'm afraid so.
Well, how else am I supposed to make myself useful?
We'll have to think about it.
See.
Sorry. Nothing else I can do.
Look, David, I agree things probably haven't been going too well, but can't you see my predicament?
Well, I can certainly see ours if we allow you to continue.
David, you know I'm not used to this sort of existence. But Jay tries to humiliate me for past sins every opportunity he gets, so all right. I take refuge in 1 or 2 drinks sometimes. Oh, I don't want to do this sort of work. But at the same time, I need the security that Jay gives me. It's the most appalling vicious circle.
So, what's the answer?
Well, I'll try and sort things out.
You wish to continue working in the bar?
Yes, please.
Can we trust you?
I'm not a child, David.
All right. One more go. I'll tell Barbara.
Thank you, David. I won't let you down.
I mean, it really upset me seeing him like that. And there was no comfort in him. He just wouldn't listen.
Well, what caused it then?
And I was starting to go myself. It was all I could do to hang on.
Oh, I know what you mean.
And all over that house.
What house?
Well, you remember I told you about it?
It would be. We're in here.
Good evening, Mr. Brownlow.
Oh, evening, Doris. Kath, having a bit of a chinwag, are you?
Yeah, just a bit of gossip.
Who's the victim this time? Not me, I hope.
Oh, you flatter yourself. I'll get you a cup.
I had a chat with Mac earlier on today in the garage. He seemed very excited.
Oh, really? What about?
Your invitation to the Bowls Club.
Oh, was he?
He said he and Trina were really looking forward to it.
Yes, well, it's possible that their enthusiasm might be a little bit premature.
Oh, dear. It hasn't been called off, has it?
Well, not called off exactly. It's just that the committee are trying to limit the numbers.
Does that mean Mac might not be able to go?
Well, it's not that clear-cut yet. It's just that, well, they're oversubscribed. I mean, you can't get a quart into a pint pot now, can you?
Oh, he will be disappointed. I think he's already bought one of them funny hats they wear.
Funny hats?
Yes, you know, like you see him on the telly. Perhaps I'd better go next door and tell him.
No, don't do that. It might be better, in fact, if you didn't discuss the subject at all.
But if it's off...
Well, it's not off. And it's not on. I mean, no clear-cut decision has finally been taken. Well, there's a committee meeting this evening where no doubt the matter will be raised.
By you, Arthur?
Well, I have no pre-sight of the agenda, but...
Oh, but if the matter does come up, well, we know how you'll vote. Oh, you don't have to worry about Mac, Doris. I mean, as acting honorary treasury, well, Arthur's the right to invite anybody he chooses, right, Arthur?
Then what's the problem?
There isn't one. Oh, I know some of the committee are a bit old-fashioned and stuffy, you know. They're not broad-minded like Arthur, are they, love?
Oh, good Lord, is that the time? I'd better go and get changed. You can drink that.
Now, where were we?
Hey?
You were talking about a house.
Oh, yes. The one in Jubilee Terrace. Remember I told you about it?
Yeah.
Well, he was all for buying it.
Benny was?
Seen the solicitor and everything.
Well, I never.
Thank goodness I stopped him in time, that's all I can say.
But if he wanted it...
For me, Kath. He was buying it for me.
Good gracious.
Have you ever
What,
heard?
buying it? What, signing it over, you mean?
The lot.
Well, I never, Doris.
I mean, what could I say?
Couldn't you accept it?
Oh, no. You can imagine what that lot at the motel would have made of it.
Oh, but it would have been wonderful for him as well, you know.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, what sort of life has he got now? You can hardly call it settled, can you?
Why, he lives the kind of life that suits him.
Yet now, but what's going to happen later?
Well, Diane sees him all right.
But things change, don't they, Doris? I mean, she never loses the chance of going to see that son of hers.
Oh, that's just for holidays.
But she might stay there, mightn't she? I mean, she might meet somebody, she might marry even. And what happens then? I mean, the lad's all alone, isn't he? Whereas if you could give him a home, that would solve it. For both of you.
Clack, 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 clack. Oh, Kazmi, it's Daddy too. Oh.
Hi, darling.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, baby. How are you? Look what your little daddy has bought his little baby. Look at that. Oh, you're the champ.
Hey, you gone crazy? What's that?
That's what the distinguished bowler is wearing this year.
Oh, ridiculous. You're not going to wear that.
I suppose it is a bit over the top. I thought you'd say that. I bought you something, though.
Not one of those, I hope.
No, nothing you can wear.
All right, what is it?
Guess.
Oh, come on, Joe. I'm just not in mood. Don't mess about.
Okay. A fellow came into the garage today, and I was talking about your playgroup. And he said that he's got some stuff you can have, like a roundabout and a swing and things like that.
How much?
Well, he didn't want much. He just wanted us some paint and some repairs done, so I slipped him a $5.
Well, you better get it back.
Why?
I got this morning.
What is it?
From the council. No playgroup that would lower the tone of the neighbourhood. Read it. It's been brought to our attention that you intend to run a playgroup for preschool children as a profit-making venture, etc., etc.
Well, that's that, then.
Is that all you've got to say?
Well, it seems fun and in love. From a strictly legal point of view, they're well within their rights. It is a commercial venture.
You're missing the point, aren't you?
Look, I know you're disappointed, love, but I think it's a good thing. I never had much confidence in this playgroup idea anyway.
That's what I did. Oh, you still haven't got the message, have you?
What message?
Look, read it. It's been brought to our attention who by.
Oh, that must have something to do with the ads you put in the shop windows or something.
It's got nothing to do with the ads. Someone went squealing to the council, and I've got a pretty good idea who it is.
And you think it's Arthur Brownlow?
Well, who else?
He wouldn't do something like that. He came round here, we talked about it, he agreed.
Look, what he says to our face is one thing. What he does in private is quite another.
No, I don't believe that.
Well, we'll see, won't we? I'll go to the council tomorrow and find out. Our neighbours can do no wrong. Well, I don't share your confidence.